Imagine merging the most revered lineage in British poultry history with the unwavering laying machine that defined productive excellence in the Southern Hemisphere. Today, fellow breeders, we unveil the result of an extraordinary strategic cross, the imposing Sussex flock sire paired with the legendary Australorp maternal base. This isn't a random backyard mix, but a deliberate genetic design seeking to exploit heterosis at the highest possible technical level. By uniting the meat-producing robustness and massive bone structure of the Sussex with the unsurpassed metabolic laying machinery of the Australorp, we're forging the ultimate hybrid for absolute homesteading self-sufficiency. Visualize robust birds sporting iridescent black plumage inherited from the maternal line, yet speckled with silver flashes across the neck and chest courtesy of the father, forming a wide, deep physique capable of withstanding severe winters and sky-high production demands. Get ready to master the applied biology behind this masterful combination, analyzing exact yields, Mendelian segregation, and exactly why this cross transforms your farm into a stronghold of total food independence and undeniable financial success throughout the entire breeding season moving forward. Let's begin. To truly understand the magnitude of this cross, we must analyze the genetic foundations of the parent breeds. The Sussex Rooster, particularly in its light variety, stands as one of the most venerated dual-purpose birds in the United Kingdom. Its selection over centuries within cold, damp counties granted it a wide bone structure, deep chest, and genetic propensity for rapid muscular development. On the maternal side, the Australorp hen represents an absolute triumph of Australian poultry engineering. Derived from black Orpington reserves imported from England, breeders discarded excess fluff, focusing on pure utility. They created a bird boasting prodigious ovarian capacity. Historical records demonstrate Australorps hold laying records of over 360 eggs in a year under controlled conditions. By introducing a Sussex flock sire over this Australorp maternal base, we unlock a phenomenon known as heterosis or hybrid vigor. This mechanism doesn't simply add qualities, it multiplies them. It creates offspring that significantly outperform the pure parental lines in immunological resistance, growth rate, and overall livability. The resulting birds inherit the mother's extraordinary laying metabolism, guaranteeing a constant flow of premium-grade eggs with dense brown shells nearly year-round. Meanwhile, the father contributes superior body mass, turning the surplus males of this cross into an exceptional source of high-quality protein that reaches optimal harvest weights in a significantly reduced time frame. This dual functionality is the holy grail for any experienced farmer looking to maximize output without exponentially increasing costs. From a phenotypic standpoint, the result of this pairing is a visual spectacle for any seasoned producer. When we utilize a light Sussex male over black Australorp females, the behavior of the alleles determining plumage color offers us a highly practical lesson in applied Mendelian segregation. The extension gene for black pigmentation possessed by the mother is dominant, but upon encountering the restriction genes and the silver background of the father, the offspring exhibit a truly astonishing pattern. The base color of the resulting hybrids will be a deep, rich black, featuring beetle green iridescence under the sunlight, a direct inheritance from the Australorp. However, the true genetic magic happens around the neck and the upper chest area. There, the feathers display a beautiful silver lacing or mottling, looking almost as if they were dusted with pure silver, creating an elegant contrast with the dark body. Physically, these birds adopt a very balanced rectangular morphology. They aren't as loose-feathered as the old Orpingtons, nor are they tight-feathered like Mediterranean breeds. Their body is meaty, featuring a flat, sloping back that flows seamlessly into a tail carried at a medium height. The legs, completely free of feathers and boasting a strong bone thickness, will exhibit a pinkish-white tone. Here we witness a fascinating lesson in sex-linked genetics. Unlike the reverse cross using an Australorp rooster, where females hatch with dark legs, allowing for easy autosexing. In our specific combination, the Sussex male contributes the dominant dermal melanin inhibitor gene. This completely blocks the maternal melanin in the shanks of all his offspring, leaving the intact, robust bone structure perfectly suited for active foraging. A vibrant scarlet, single five-pointed comb crowns a broad, strong head, indicating vigorous blood flow and an enviable reproductive health. Delving into the pure performance analysis, the statistics backing this cross are frankly impressive and thoroughly justify its prominent place in any operation focused on serious autonomy. The hybrid females initiate their laying cycle around 21 or 22 weeks of age, demonstrating a remarkable precocity compared to heavier purebred lines. Under proper nutritional management, utilizing formulated commercial feed featuring 16% protein during the active production phase, these hens consistently deliver between 280 to 300 eggs in their first full cycle. The eggs produced are of an excellent commercial caliber, averaging around 2.3 ounces in weight, characterized by a calcium-rich shell that varies in shades from light brown to a warm toasted cream color. On the flip side of the equation, the feed conversion ratio of this offspring stands out for its incredible bidirectional efficiency. While the females tirelessly transform their feed and foraged finds into high-volume egg production, the hybrid males capitalize heavily on the Sussex growth genotype. A cockerel resulting from this specific cross can easily reach live weights of 5.5 to 6.6 pounds around 16 to 18 weeks of age, depending on the intensity of supplementary feeding. The carcass yield is outstanding, offering firm, juicy meat with a superior flavor profile that only moderate growth genetics allowed to forage naturally can truly develop. This productive duality elegantly solves the constant dilemma faced by the homesteader, maintaining a flock of highly efficient layers without the disposal of male chicks representing an economic loss. Instead, you convert that surplus into premium quality meat for family sustenance or profitable marketing within specialized local niches. Environmental resilience and the innate capacity to adapt to rigorous grazing systems are other crucial factors, where this cross shines with unparalleled intensity. The founding lines, originating from damp, chilling English climates and the harsh extremes of the Australian outback, endow the hybrid with fantastic thermoregulation capabilities. Their dense underfluff effectively traps body heat during harsh winter freezes, ensuring that egg production doesn't suffer drastic drops when temperatures plummet down near the freezing mark of 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Simultaneously, their highly active foraging nature drives them to relentlessly explore their surroundings. When seamlessly integrated into rotational grazing systems, these birds act as authentic biological machines. They are phenomenal insect hunters, efficient biomass processors, and tireless nutrient dispersers, significantly reducing the farm's reliance on expensive external inputs. This powerful capacity to supplement their basal diet by up to 20 or 30% with fresh pasture, seeds, and natural animal protein directly impacts the financial bottom line of the whole operation. Furthermore, the maternal instinct deeply ingrained in the resulting females is a highly valuable asset for long-term sustainability. Unlike industrial laying strains where broodiness has been completely eradicated to maximize continuous laying days, these hybrid hens retain a moderate yet incredibly reliable propensity to incubate. When they do decide to set on a clutch of eggs, they transform into exceptionally dedicated and fiercely protective mothers. This allows the producer to establish a completely natural flock replacement strategy right on the farm, entirely eliminating the perpetual need for artificial incubators or the constant, expensive purchase of day-old chicks from distant commercial hatcheries. Maintaining a closed breeding program utilizing this specific genetic combination requires, however, a crystal-clear understanding that we are dealing with a terminal cross in its first generation if we seek absolute phenotypic consistency. If we decide to breed the hybrids themselves together, the second filial generation will show a vast and unpredictable segregation of traits, entirely losing the visual uniformity and the initial explosive push of the hybrid vigor. Therefore, the most profitable and strategically sound operational approach consists of maintaining dedicated, pure breeding pens of your Sussex males and your Australorp females. This straightforward setup guarantees a constant flow of chicks that will reliably exhibit this exact same predictable, standardized excellence we just finished dissecting, securing unwavering results season after season. Understanding these foundational genetic principles is exactly what separates a casual enthusiast from a truly proficient producer who successfully controls their own farm's production destiny. To maximize the biological potential of this extraordinary Sussex and Australorp hybrid, designing a precise nutritional program is an absolute priority for any serious homesteader. Inheriting an accelerated growth rate and a high metabolic demand for constant egg production, their feeding regimen can't be left to guesswork. During the crucial starter phase, spanning from the first day of hatching until the 6th week, chicks require formulated commercial rations featuring a protein content between 20 and 22%. This level is strictly critical to develop their robust skeletal frame and ensure rapid feathering, traits passed down from the Sussex father. Transitioning into the grower phase, from the 7th to the 18th week, we strategically adjust dietary protein down to 16% while implementing a moderate increase in crude fiber. This calculated adjustment proactively prevents the accumulation of excessive pelvic fat, a common issue in heavier dual-purpose birds that can severely compromise the onset of laying and often triggers fatal prolapses. Once pullets break into active posture, transitioning them to a production diet with 16 to 17% protein must be accompanied by a rigorous mineral reinforcement strategy. These powerhouse layers require between 3.5 to 4% dietary calcium to maintain the structural integrity of the eggshell. It's strictly necessary to incorporate slow-release calcium sources, such as crushed oyster shells carefully fractionated into particle sizes of 0.12 to 0.16 inches. This specific sizing allows calcium to be slowly absorbed in the digestive tract overnight, precisely when the dense eggshell is actively formed within the shell gland. Infrastructure and habitat design are equally decisive factors for capitalizing on the innate hardiness of this cross. Given we're dealing with a bird of considerable size and immense vitality, the required physical space significantly exceeds that of standard lightweight layers. In deep litter confinement systems, a seasoned producer must strictly provide a minimum of 2.5 to 3 square feet of floor space per bird. Forcing a higher stocking density inevitably generates acute environmental stress, which unlocks aggressive behaviors and severely compromises the immunological welfare of the flock. Roosts must be constructed using rectangular wood profiles with smoothly rounded edges, offering an absolute minimum of 8 to 10 linear inches of roosting space per bird to prevent nighttime overcrowding. It's fundamentally important that these roosting bars are never installed higher than 24 inches above the deep litter surface. Because of the substantial weight these hybrids carry, mature males easily exceeding 6.6 pounds can suffer severe bumblefoot lesions or microscopic keelbone fractures upon heavy impact from excessive heights. Regarding nesting infrastructure, boxes must be generously spacious, measuring approximately 14 inches wide by 14 inches deep to accommodate their broader frames. Providing one well-bedded nesting box for every 5 laying hens successfully prevents aggressive morning competition. The coop ventilation dynamic must facilitate a constant, draft-free flow of air near the ceiling to effectively evacuate harmful ammonia gases and continuously maintain a dry internal environment. While these birds easily tolerate frigid winter temperatures dropping below 23 degrees Fahrenheit, high humidity combined with extreme cold remains the primary sanitary enemy. From the perspective of preventative health, the remarkable hybrid vigor manifested in this filial generation provides a formidable biological shield that significantly reduces reliance on constant pharmacological interventions. Unlike highly inbred exhibition poultry exhibiting fragile immune systems, the calculated clash of bloodlines between the Sussex lineage and the Australorp creates offspring with astonishing early-stage vitality. Mortality rates during the sensitive first few weeks of life are virtually non-existent under correct environmental management. This intrinsic hardiness translates into a vastly superior resistance against common pathogenic challenges encountered in pasture-based systems, such as mild gastrointestinal parasitic loads. Their constant daytime mobility and deeply ingrained instinct for daily dirt and ash baths act as a highly effective external control mechanism against ectoparasites. However, natural fortitude doesn't exempt the experienced farmer from implementing a rigorous biosecurity program. Strategic vaccination against endemic viral diseases prevalent in your region, like Marek disease, remains a fundamental pillar of flock management. What this exceptional hybrid vigor truly ensures is a much more robust and longer-lasting immune response to vaccines, achieving significantly higher antibody titers. Furthermore, the robustness of their highly efficient digestive tracts allows them to maximize nutritional extraction from fibrous pasture and naturally occurring prebiotic supplements. This helps them maintain a perfectly balanced intestinal microbiota that serves as the ultimate first line of defense against opportunistic bacterial infections, effectively optimizing the biological assimilation of every ounce of formulated feed or foraged material consumed. The temperament and flock dynamics of this cross deserve special mention, completely defining the operational ease of daily management on the farm. Inheriting the proverbial docility of the Sussex and the calm yet remarkably active nature of the Australorp, these birds are characterized by an exceptionally well-balanced behavioral profile. They're distinctly affable and incredibly easy to handle, making them the absolute ideal choice for family-run operations where human contact is frequent. Hybrid females are naturally curious and adapt rapidly to established feeding routines without manifesting the collective panic common in lighter breeds. For their part, hybrid males exhibit a highly valuable protective behavior when actively leading the flock in open pasture systems. Unlike roosters from more aggressive breeds that can pose a physical risk, the male derived from this cross is an attentive guardian. He stays alert to predators and enthusiastically calls hens to foraging finds, all while maintaining a deferential respect toward the seasoned producer. This profound social harmony keeps feather picking and cannibalism reduced to practically insignificant levels when space parameters are respected. Under continuous grazing protocols, they naturally form cohesive groups that move systematically across the terrain. This organized movement maximizes efficient utilization of the pasture without rapidly overgrazing localized areas, a factor that is absolutely fundamental for the successful implementation of regenerative soil management practices geared toward long-term self-sufficiency. To successfully materialize this strategic cross, the meticulous process of selecting pure parent stock is the cornerstone determining the quality of your offspring. It's not enough to casually pair any bird vaguely resembling a Sussex with a random black hen. The breeder must intentionally acquire animals from proven, strictly functional pure bloodlines. When selecting the Sussex Foundation Rooster, you must seek a prime specimen exhibiting a broad flat back, a deep fleshed chest, and a confident stance supported by legs of substantial bone diameter. His silver Colombian coloration must be crisp and clearly defined, free of unwanted dark smudging to ensure flawless genetic transmission of the silver lacing pattern to hybrid chicks. On the maternal side, chosen Australorp hens must perfectly represent the archetype of agricultural functionality. You need birds displaying capacious abdomens and a critical distance of at least 4 fingers between pelvic bones, strongly indicating excellent reproductive capacity. Their plumage should be tight, featuring an intense, solid black coloration radiating brilliant green sheen. Females showing a genetic tendency toward excessive fattening or holding historical records of long winter laying pauses must be culled. By executing rigorous test matings and maintaining precise records concerning hatchability, chick viability, and adult yields of every family line, the producer continuously refines their genetic base. The breeding pen transforms into a highly controlled biological laboratory where the enduring food resilience and unsurpassed productivity defining a truly sustainable homestead are actively forged. Marketing premium surplus eggs and high-quality meat derived from this optimized production model grants an exceptional competitive advantage in demanding local agricultural markets. This strategic cross between the Sussex male and the Australorp hen represents the absolute pinnacle of genetic planning for ultimate homesteading self-sufficiency. By merging the anatomical robustness and exceptional meat quality of the British lineage with the unmatched laying engine of the Australian genetics, we have configured an incredibly balanced, hardy bird. It's a biological triumph that solves the daily challenges of the seasoned producer, guaranteeing a highly constant provision of premium-grade eggs, rapid growth protein, and phenomenal immunological vigor against extreme climatic adversities. The rigorous implementation of this powerful genetics will radically transform the profitability and absolute autonomy of your agricultural facilities. Now, I want to know your professional perspective on this topic. Have you already experimented with similar hybrid lines in your own breeding pens, or do you plan to initiate this project soon? Leave your comments below to enrich this valuable community. Please press that like button if you found this technical information useful, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to master applied animal science. To your success, fellow breeder. Until next time.